Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Adam here with Retro Repairs, and it's time for another repair video. So today, got a package in the mail, and I'm going to show you what we've got here. So let's just dive right into it. So, moving past the packing peanuts, and here we have, nothing else at the bottom here, no. So this is called the Blinking Light Win. And I'm going to show you quickly what this is and what it does. So let's crack her open. So this is a replacement for the 72-pin connector for the Nintendo Entertainment System. So how this works, rather than having the old style connector that you have to push the game down, and it is really bad for reliability. What this does is just lets you slide the game straight in, gives it a solid connection in through these pins here instead. It's supposed to be a lot more reliable, so I figured I'd purchase this and give her a try. So I'm going to show you where I got this. So I got it from a site called Arcadeworks, and this came out, I think, about a year ago, I want to say. Cost $29.99, and I believe this was originally ordered or available if you supported them on Kickstarter. So I put in a pre-order a while ago, and it finally shipped the other day. So I guess let's just crack her open and put this in my personal NES. So I do have my own NES that I'm starting to have a couple of issues with, and they're all related to the pin connector. I've refurbished it already. I've bent the pins back, given it a solid clean. But the problem with doing that is once those pins bend once, they've already weakened, so they're going to be more prone to bending again. So that's going to cause issues down the road if you keep using it and keep bending it, and then it's going to keep failing earlier and earlier. You can buy third-party pin connectors, and I really don't like them a lot because they're so tight you almost need pliers to get your game out. So this is a interesting replacement and supposed to work really well, and seems to be a really simple, straightforward installation. So I'll show you how to put that in, and we'll give her a try. So this modification is going to work with the original Nintendo Entertainment System. So the front loader, the one with the clicky tray. So just going to boot this up, show you that it does work. Just use Super Mario 3. And we have game. So clearly works. Sometimes I've found that this particular game is a little finicky. It could be due to the board. I can't make it not work right now, unfortunately, but either way, I've had some games that just don't really work great. You have to maybe put it in, clean it off, put it in a couple of times, click it down, get it just right. And then some games always work perfectly the first time. So that is generally a sign that the pins are starting to fail. If you have one of these where sometimes I've seen it where it works in the up position, but as soon as you click it down, games do not work, that's another indicator that pins are failing. So this is an alternative to the replacement third-party pin connectors that you can buy. And it's a little bit more expensive. I think, like I said, it was $30, and the replacement connectors are usually about $15 to $20. But it seems like it's going to be a pretty solid replacement. So I'm going to show you how to crack this open and install it. All right, so first thing we need to do, flip this over, and there are 6 screws you need to remove. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Screwdriver you'll need, just a regular Phillips screwdriver. It is worth noting that you should use one that doesn't have the replaceable bits. And the reason for that is this hole right here is too deep and too narrow for you to get something with a little bit of a wider head in. So you need a narrow screwdriver head in order to get in there. So I'm going to remove these 6 screws. There we go. So that will lift right up. This top shell you can put aside, and then I'm just going to carefully flip these over so that And get those screws out. So this guy's getting pretty dusty. Wow. This is definitely due for a cleaning, I would say. Yeah, you can see a lot of dust kind of getting in through these holes here, all along this side of the board. I'm 95% sure I cleaned this several years ago, so definitely due for another one. Anyways, so what we'll need to do now is get this top shielding off. So I believe there are about 9 screws to remove here. So 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe just 7 screws. Okay, so top shielding off. That's going to get a bit of a clean. So I'm going to put that off to the side. I'm actually going to remove this entire board because at the same time I just want to clean this out. Get this dust and everything out of here. Okay, so now we need to remove the, something's still there. Yeah. So now we need to remove this, this cartridge tray. So there are 6 screws, and you'll note that there's one silver one. The silver one always goes in the middle position. So 1, 2, 3. The silver one's slightly longer, so it just bites into, I believe it actually goes into the shell itself, not just other components. Okay, so this will lift out. So this is actually going to be completely replaced now. So I'm going to hang on to this so that I have a spare one or parts for a repair somewhere, but it's at this point expendable. So now, what do we have left? I'm going to unplug the controller ports. And there's the bottom shielding that comes off. And this is the board. So just to look at the actual main board of the Nintendo. So not a whole ton going on there. I'm going to give this a bit of a cleanup. How is there a feather in here? Weird. Maybe I swapped this at some point then. This looks way too dirty for me to have cleaned like a year ago or 2 years ago. So let's give this a good solid cleanup. So the last part, to remove the components here, there's a couple of screws, and this will remove the power and the reset button. There and right here. Yeah, I definitely must have replaced this at some point because you can see the caked on gunk around the buttons here, so there's no way this was all from a year or two. Let's remove all this. All of this is going to get a thorough cleaning. So we're going to wash the shell, we're going to clean off the board itself, and then install this blinking light win add-on. Okay, so what I'm going to do with all these shell parts is they're going to just soak in a sink full of hot soapy water. Gonna wipe them out, scrub them out, and reassemble this part. So I've done this many times with many different systems, so I'm not going to show you that part, but when they're clean, I'll be back. Okay, so the case is clean, but we still got to clean up this board here. So what I like to do is we're going to take that pin connector off first, but we're just going to use isopropyl alcohol. When I'm doing stuff like this, I like to pour myself a shot, but don't worry, I'm not drinking this. Just to keep it so that you're not sticking your dirty toothbrush or something back in the bottle and then getting the whole bottle dirty. So dip out of that and just really scrub down anything you can. Important to get in this little in this RF switch here. So the channel selector is a huge dust magnet. Get around the composite plugs. This side's pretty good actually, just in this voltage regulator. And then you can see all the gunk floating in there. If you use the bottle, that stuff just winds up in your bottle. So now that that's mostly good, I'm just going to wipe it off with a paper towel. I'm going to dab the parts that have legs going through the board, just so I'm not ripping it up and leaving a whole bunch of crap there. But otherwise, that is pretty good. So I'm going to throw this back in the shell, and I'm going to show you how to install the blinking light win now. All right, so now that we've got this the board reassembled here and the case looking much cleaner, got all the dirt and crap out of there. A couple notes when you do clean the case, just be aware of these stickers on the side here. The channel select and the AV stickers, they are paper stickers, so if you soak those, they can start peeling off and looking crappy. So just be very aware. If you do get them wet, dry them immediately and you should be fine. All right, so now to install the blinking light win. So we have the replacement tray, then we have the actual cart connectors. So we're going to open this and see what's all involved here. Come on. There we go. So it gives you a sticker, blinking light win sticker. So I guess the idea this can go on the shell so that you know that that's in there. There's a keep calm and don't press down sticker. So I guess that could go under the cartridge flap. And then this is the connector. So really not much to it. There's a little capacitor, a little IC, and then really just 2 pin connectors. So this side up. So presumably that's that way. So really all you're supposed to do is not screw down the AV module. That needs to be free. All right, so this should just connect directly like so. So you want to make sure that's in nice and flush and straight, which it is. Okay, then this simply, this goes right like, on top, just like that. And then it screws down using 4 screws. So looks like that will go with the silver screws, the longer ones. So long one in the back, that's going to actually screw it down right into the case. And then 2 of the regular old brass screws in the front. Okay, so now we need to reinstall the RF shielding. So I'm going to screw down that AV port first, or that AV box. Then this sits just on top, just like so. And then you got 7 screws that are going to go in various locations. And magically those screws are installed. So last part is going to be putting the top shell back on. And then there are 6 screws that go, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just drop them right in. And it is now good to go. So let's get this hooked up. So I've got my power. Got my AV. And got the game, so let's give this a whirl. Now, for those of you who need your daily Kona fix, there's my repair dog. Hi, Kona. She always likes to hang around when I'm doing this. Alright, so let's open this up, put in the game. So it should slide in the same way that it you always used to. There's definitely a little bit, there we go. So it does have a notable click. Okay, so that is in, power on. Well, that boots up pretty nicely. So let's try restart, should work, yep. Let's just see how difficult it is to get out. I'm gonna put you on the stand here for a second. Yeah, good enough. So, let's see. Okay, not too bad, but it's definitely a two-hander. It's not as bad as some of those third-party 72-pin connectors that you always see for sale. So let's try something different. Let's go with Contra. And there we have Contra. So looks like a pretty simple little fix here. If you are having trouble with your 32-pin connectors, I mean, at first glance, it seems like this is a really good alternative to the old style 72-pin connectors. Let's figure out where we're going to put those stickers, though. Put my stuff away here. So these are the, I mentioned them a couple times, but these are the cases I've made up for my cartridges. I just find they sit a lot nicer. I do have a video where I kind of show how I make them and what I do with them, but I don't know. I just thought, I've had some people ask about these, so they're just little universal game cases, and you print out a cover, which you can find online. So pretty neat little things. Makes the collection look a lot nicer too. Okay, so the last thing is going to be these stickers here. So my guess is keep calm and don't press down is probably going to go right here, I would think. Let's see if we can zoom out a bit. There we go. Yeah, I think that will work. I'll try and center it. There we go. Keep calm and don't press down. And then the blinking light win. I don't know what I'm going to do with you. Maybe on the side here. I don't even know what size really this is. Yep. So it's this. It doesn't fit there. On the front, maybe? Yeah, why not? Yeah, I don't know if I like that or not. I might move that later. Maybe this side. Unfortunately, it does not fit under the flap here, which I think I would have preferred. I could put it sideways, I guess, but I mean, I guess in theory I really don't need it. But yeah, that's it for blinking light win installation. So pretty straightforward installation. If you were thinking about replacing your 72-pin connector, check it out. Even when I pre-ordered it, it still only took about a week to arrive to me. So maybe I lucked out, or maybe they just slowly get in new stock every so often. But either way, thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully you found it interesting. And if you were going to buy one of these and weren't sure how to put it on, hopefully that helps you out. So thanks a lot for watching. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. And subscribe to the channel. Be the first to find out when I release new videos. But until next time, thanks a lot, and we'll see you next video.